Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about the importance of just removing external validation. So the less you seek approval, the more confident you get, right? And one thing about it, especially if you're a previous people pleaser, you have to learn to put your validation and your opinion at the forefront of your life. It's okay to to take other people's opinions into consideration if they're constructive. At the end of the day, ultimately, you have to live your life for you. And when you're consistently seeking approval from others, you're constantly worrying about what others think, you're going to be so anxious and agitated. Like your life will no longer be your own. And we don't want this, right? We want true confidence. We want to emulate the ultimate it girl, boss girl energy. So we have to make sure that we are seeking our own approval and living our lives for us. As long as we're proud of the lives that we live, it really doesn't matter what other people think, right? So let's get straight into it. So here's the reality, guys. Confidence disappears as soon as you attach people's opinions to your identity. A lot of people have damaged self concepts, and the reason why they have damaged self concepts is because they've internalized so many people's comments from childhood all the way up until their adulthood right now in the present moment, and they've allowed that and enabled that to become a part of their identity and who they are. So the mean comments from high school, maybe their parents, old friends who were low-key jealous or envious of them, they've internalized that, and now that's become a part of their identity, and they don't truly believe in themselves. And this is a really toxic trait. You have to decide that the comments on what people have said holds no weight in your life. It genuinely doesn't. And this takes time because you have to rewire your brain, you have to rewire your subconscious mind. And this is a repetitive action until those old comments are void. So every time a negative comment comes in your head, you have to quickly replace that with a positive comment and repeat that over and over again in your mind. And this is how you're slowly building confidence. Recognize that a confident woman understands that she cannot control how everyone sees her. She can only control how she sees herself, which is her self-concept. So her confidence comes from knowing her own values, trusting in her decisions, and being secure in who she is, even when external validation is unavailable. And one cheat code to building ultimate confidence is showing up for yourself. If you say you're going to do something, honor yourself. Honor yourself and say, I'm going to do it, and do it. Show up, because this over time is building strong, unbreakable confidence because you trust in your own ability. And so when people come with their silly comments, because a lot of times as well, like even if you're dating, there might be a man that you might date, and let's just say you're out of his league. Let's just call a spade, you're out of his league, and he knows that. Sometimes he'll use small comments and things that just aren't true to try to humble you, to feed his own ego. And so it's up to you, knowing how secure and confident you are, not to internalize that comment, because both you and him know it's not true. But he's just doing it to see if you're gonna, give in. And so as a secure woman, you have to internalize how much of an amazing, strong, beautiful, kind, genuine woman you are, and repeat that over to yourself over and over again. So when bummy guys, jealous friends, different people try to humble you and try to use words to attack you, it holds no weight in your life because you know who you are. And always remember that seeking approval often comes from abandoning yourself. Many people do not realize that constantly seeking approval is often a sign that they have disconnected from their own opinions. They don't think for themselves anymore. They're always thinking, oh, what will other people think about me? What will other people think about this? Instead of saying, do I like this? Over time, constantly prioritizing other people's approval teaches you that your own perspective matters less. You become someone who looks outside yourself for reassurance instead of trusting your own judgment. So building confidence requires rebuilding that relationship with yourself. It means learning to value your own thoughts, preferences, and desires without needing everyone else to confirm that they are valid. Okay? And so ultimately, most confident women are comfortable disappointing people. You need to ensure that you are going to put yourself, your needs, and the things that you want out of life first. And this may come at a cost of disappointing certain people, but you have to be okay with that. Because let me tell you something. Most people are selfish. We live in a selfish world. We live in a world where people are all obsessed with themselves. And so if you aren't pouring into yourself, you aren't prioritizing yourself and your needs, how on earth can other people respect you? Because you're constantly putting other people before you. So start being okay with disappointing people if it means it's choosing yourself first and putting your needs first. You are the priority. And please stop confusing attention with validation. And this point isn't specific to dating and male attention. Many women are seeking male attention, male compliments, whatever the case may be, just this short temporary feeling of validation from men, right? And you have to realize that attention and validation from men mean nothing if their actions is not consistent with what they say. So if a guy is telling you, oh, you're so beautiful, he's using all these, compliments, being flirtatious, that's great. But how is he moving while he's saying these things? Is he moving lustful or is he actually being intentional? And depending on what you want, if you want a man that's intentional, you can't just be based off of words. Just because he's saying something doesn't necessarily mean that, he's taking you seriously or that he values you. And so you have to be okay once you know there's misalignment with what he's saying with his actions to walk away. Not to be chasing his approval, calling him. He ain't texted me today. He ain't called me today. Let me check how he is. And I know it's so easy to get trapped in that, but you have to be so strong and have enough self-respect to say, hey, this isn't what I want. I don't want a man that's inconsistent. I don't want a man that just says something just because, right? And so ultimately, ladies, you have to learn to live your life for you. You have to choose and decide that if you want to be secure and confident with yourself, it comes from self. Self-confidence comes from self. You have to do things that enable you to be your best self. And this will ultimately build confidence. You have to also get out of your comfort zone. You have to be able to communicate with different types of people from different types of backgrounds, right? You need to show up for yourself. Don't be afraid to embarrass yourself. You should be more afraid not to do anything and to be stagnant than to be afraid of what people think. I promise you, if you act in this energy, this aura, your life will transform and change. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys